All right. So we're going to go into the practice problems. So for the practice problems, we're going to kind of just talk about setting them up. And then, excuse me, from setting them up, we're going to just interpret what it means, what it looks like, not what it looks like, and how it applies to the problem that we're solving. Make sure that we're writing with units in mind and going forward. So what I would like for you to do is I would like for you to read through the problem, and you're going to identify your P, your R, and your N. So read through the problem and identify your P, your R, and your N, and then set up the model. Okay. I want you to actively try to do it independently, and then we'll come back together. You can talk. Oh my God. All right. Let's see how we did. So for Pierre, you have your 1,000, right? That 1,000 represents our P, our principal. Agreed? Then you had your 15% interest, which represents our R, which is 0.15. Then we had it compounded quarterly, which means that our N would have to be 4. So our model would be the amount after T would equal, and you could write Y equals F of X equals. Remember, this is just a name that I'm giving my function. Does that make sense? Okay, so it would be 1,000, 1 plus 0.15 divided by 4 to the 4t, because we're using A equals P times 1 plus R divided by N to the N times T. Okay. On your, if this is a multiple choice, it probably will have the middle part simplified. So honestly, if you need to simplify this, yeah, I'm not expecting you to do it by hand, but it would be just a matter of you typing that piece into the calculator to have your simplified model. So if it's expecting you to have your simplified model, then you would just have 1 plus 0.15 divided by 4. And that's what the middle would be. So when I would rewrite this, it would be 1,000 times 1.0375 to the 4t. Does that make sense? Okay. So if you're like, I don't see that as a multiple choice answer. Well, it just went ahead and simplified it for you. Okay. So this is my function model, simplified. For Miss Jones, if this is on paper, I'm fine with that. But if you're searching, if you're taking a test or a quiz, it may already be simplified, which means that you would have to simplify. Make sense? All right. Then it says after 10 years, what would it be? So we're looking for our A of 10. So we have 1,000 times 1.0375 to the 4 times 10. So how much money will Pierre have in his bank account? 4,000, what? 360, 60, just 60, right? Point what? 38. Okay. That's what it means that you're just letting your money sit. Okay. All right. As we're catching on to this, how do we feel? Doable? Is it terrible? Remember, someone already did the hard work with the formula. Okay. Next, we have Maria has a choice between 2 different saving bonds, each priced at $100. A savings bond is a long-term investment that involves loaning money to the U.S. Treasury in exchange for guaranteed return on the loan. Also, there are educational bonds, right? Like not the bond to get all our schools built and everything. This is essentially what took place in order for this building and all the other ones to be created. Okay. So they're promised an interest. They're guaranteed money back based off the bond. So this one is at a bond A is 2% annual interest, while bond B returns 1% interest compounded semi-annually. Semi-annually means twice per year. So your N equals 2. Does that make sense? After 20 years, which savings bond would be worth more? Write two different exponential functions and determine the solution. Okay. So I'm going to pause again, and I'm going to let you in your groups come up with your two different models. So you'll have a model for bond A and a model for bond B, and then you're going to compare them after 20 years. Make sense?